Hey everyone, this is Stephen Strong at Cast Iron Cookware, where you can find information to help you better collect, restore, and use cast iron cookware. Today we're going to be making whole grain sweet rolls, and we're going to be doing that coming right up. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's purchased my product, Easy Beezy Cast Iron Seasoning. The purchase of this product helps keep this channel going, and I just want to say thank you so very much. Now let's get on into our video. If you've been following my channel for 2 or 3 years, you know that I have been on the carnivore diet and I have been exclusively eating meat, or mostly meat. I've been eating eggs, cheese, I use some whipping cream in my coffee. I do drink coffee still, but I don't add sugar. But I've been doing a little bit of research on grinding your own wheat. I have found that the bread that you buy at the grocery store is not anything like the bread that you have when you make your own with your own home ground wheat. And I've been experimenting with that. For many, many years, bread has been the staff of life for the human race. Not just that, all through the Bible it mentions bread, the manna from heaven. Jesus is the bread. Jesus blessed the bread and multiplied it. If it was that bad for you, would he have blessed it and multiplied it? Also in the Lord's Prayer it says, give us this day our daily bread. So I'm thinking, I got to revisit this bread thing. Bread might not be a problem. I just need to make sure I choose wisely the kind of bread that I eat. So I have been experimenting with grinding my own wheat. So I have found this is hard white wheat, and I have found that it is kosher certified, non-GMO, verified, glyphosate residue free, vegan. Of course, you know me, I'm not a vegan, I'm a meat eater. And also we have desiccant free. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm glad it ain't got it in it. I have been experimenting with grinding my own wheat and making my own flour, and I have ruined a lot of bread trying to get this figured out. There's a few things when grinding your own wheat that you need to know before you get started. Number one, most of the recipes don't work the same as it would with store-bought flour. Number two, it is much more dense than regular flour, so the kneading process takes longer. The amount of water that you add to it or take away is different. It's just different all around. So I'm going to just take a very simple basic recipe, whole grain sweet roll, and I'm going to use a couple of my favorite pans. This is my Cracker Barrel mini cake pan. I've got 2 of these things. You've probably seen me use them before on the store-bought sweet rolls, but this is home ground, so this is a new thing. These were made by Lodge for Cracker Barrel. They have 7 cups and they're pretty large. They're a lot larger than a muffin pan. Now you can make muffins in cast iron as well, but I like the way these sweet rolls come out in these mini cake pans. I'm going to use 2 of them. And they will fit side by side in my oven without any problems. So number one, the first thing that you want to remember, if you're going to grind your own wheat, don't grind up a bunch of flour and put it in a container and expect it to keep all the nutrients intact over a long period of time. My preference is grind what I'm going to use and then use it right away. I have opted to use a KitchenAid attachment. This is one I bought on Amazon. It works okay, but I'm just telling you, it's not as fine a grind as I would like. I've got it all the way on the finest setting, but it still doesn't grind it as fine as I would like for it to be. And not just that, it takes forever. And my little KitchenAid stand mixer gets really, really hot. It takes about 30 minutes to grind enough to make a batch. So eventually I'm going to upgrade, but if this is all you've got, it will work. So for now, I'm just going to use my KitchenAid. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade when I decide which kind of meal that I want to use. And we'll probably do a video on that in the near future once I make the decision. So I'm going to pull the camera down so we can see what's going on. We're going to add our grains and get started. And oh yes, I did notice it is pink. Pink is not my favorite color, but it was a gift. Someone I know had an extra and they said, do you want it? I said, sure. They said, it's pink. You still want it? I said, sure. So here we go. And I usually just put me a bowl in the front of it. And if it doesn't all fit, I'll let it grind down a little bit. But I think it's all going to go. Oh yeah, there we go. And it's probably going to take about 30 minutes. So we're just going to let this run, check on it every now and then, just to make sure nothing's kind of vibrated out of line. We will come back when all of our wheat has been completely ground. There's no way to get it. Oh, shake off the rest of it. Okay, it is warm. This is warm too. The first thing we're going to need is 300 grams of warm water. Okay, 300 grams of warm water. We're going to use 100 grams of butter. Let's see, one tear. Or basically one stick. It's actually a little more. 103 grams, that's good. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. I'm using Redmond's real salt. 2 large eggs. And we're also going to add 200 grams of honey. There we go, a little over. 202, not a problem. So I'm going to whisk this in. I'm going to mix this up. It don't have to be perfect. We're just going to make sure it's kind of combined. We don't want the honey all settled at the bottom. There we go. Now we're going to add 500 grams of flour. Which is probably about 4 cups or so. I'd rather measure it this way. You get a better, more accurate measurement because you never know how much is packed in the cup. There we go, just a tad over, but it's not going to hurt anything at all. I'm going to mix this in. Like I said, you could also use your mixer for this, but I personally would rather do it by hand. Just going to make sure everything is incorporated. Fresh milled flour takes a little longer to soak up the moisture. So I'm just going to mix it really well. Go ahead and scrape it off the edges. Now this is a step that really matters. We're just going to leave it, we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it set for 30 minutes and let it just kind of soak up the water and all the goodness. So let's give it 30 minutes, we'll come back, and then we'll start our kneading process. Okay, we're back. It's been 30 minutes, so our process of letting this soak has already finished. So we're going to go ahead and put this in our KitchenAid. Get this over here where we can see it. And I'm going to use my KitchenAid dough hook. It seems to work really good. The only thing, it takes a long time. With this KitchenAid especially, it takes about 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and lock it down. Well, there's 10 settings. And I'm usually going about halfway. I did forget one thing. I'm going to use 2 complete tablespoons of active dry yeast. That's 1. And that's 2. Now we're going to start this really, really slow so we don't sling the yeast out everywhere. And once we see that it's incorporated, we will speed it back up. So now our yeast is incorporated. We're going to go ahead and speed it on up to about half. We're going to come back in 15 minutes and just give it a check. Okay, it's shifted around a little bit. It's been 15 minutes, so we're going to take a look and see if we have, no, we don't have any window painting because you can see it breaking right off right there. So we're going to go a little bit longer. We're going to go another 15 minutes. I've already done this a few times and it's almost every time 30 minutes. So we're going to start it back up again. Okay, it's been 7.5 minutes. We're going to check it again for our window pane. It's looking a little better. Still some breakage, but it's looking better. We're just going to lock it down. We're going to go a few more minutes. We're going to crank back the speed just a little bit because it's really thick, getting really warm, and it's jumping around a lot. And you can see we're pulling away from the sides really well. So we're just about ready. Okay, I can just tell you right now, we're doing pretty good with the window pane. A little bit of breakage, but not too much. First of all, we're going to take some of our flour and just kind of make sure we're good here. So we're going to turn this out. Try to get the camera angle good so we can see how we're doing. We'll put a little flour on our hands so we don't stick. And just kind of check it. If you haven't got a bench scraper, you can use a spatula. We're just going to stretch it a little. Still a little sticky. We're not kneading it, we're just trying to put a little tension on it. So we don't want to add a lot of flour, but we do want to have a little bit on the outside of it, just so it doesn't. And we're going to kind of add a little bit of tension to the outside. Now you can use oil, but I'm going to choose to use butter. I'm going to take a bowl and butter it. Before I drop it in. It's in our hands. Give us a little bit more tension. Fold it. Fold it. And then drop it in. Okay, at this point we're going to let it rise, and you can put it in a warm place, you can cover it up, put it in a warm place. What I like to do is just put it inside my oven. Don't cut your oven on. Usually your oven is kind of warm. What I like to do is just cut it on for just about 2 minutes and then cut the oven back off, just so the yeast can do its magic and rise. We're going to let this rise for about 30 minutes and come back and check it. I got a little Lodge number 9 griddle. I'm just going to use that to cover it up, and we'll stick this thing in my oven where it's a little warmer than the room temperature, and we'll come back in 30 minutes and check it out. Okay, we've got it out and we have doubled in size after 30 minutes. First of all, let's get us a little bit of flour out here. Get it to break loose. There we go. Exactly what we want. Okay. We're going to kind of fold it, deflate it somewhat. Get some of that air out. We want to divide it. Let's just see how much weight we have here. $1,234 grams. 1,234 divided by 14. 88 grams a piece. So we get it, we're going to break it in half first, one for one pan and one for the second pan. Put that aside just for a moment. And we're going for 88 grams a piece or somewhere around in there. So let's just take we're going to guess at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 124, so a little bit on the large size. That's 90. Now we have buttered our pan and we got it ready. So the way I like to do this is I like to give it a little bit of tension. You can fold it in on itself and then kind of give it a little bit of a cut in with your hands, get it rounded, and there we have some tension on the top. Really nice. This one pan ready to be proofed. So there we go, number 2. It's going in the oven for proofing. So we've got those in the oven and they're going to proof for about 30 minutes. Now the oven is off, but it's still slightly warm. We're going to let them proof for about 30 minutes. We're going to come back and we'll take a quick check after 30 minutes and then we're going to bake them. So we'll see you in 30 minutes. Okay, I've let these things proof for 30 minutes. They're not risen as much as I would like for them to, but I think they're ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Put them in the oven and give them about 30 minutes on 350 degrees. Maybe at the 20-minute range, I'm going to stick a thermometer in one of them and see what the internal temperature is. Once they get past 190, they're done. They're not going to be gummy or doughy. They're going to be done. So we're going to put these in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Check them at about 20 minutes. Okay, it's been 24 minutes and I checked the temperature of one of the rolls and it is 190 degrees, so we're ready. I'll check this out. Now, doesn't that look good? I'm telling you, amazing. And here is the second one. Check this out. So what I've used is my little instant read thermometer and see if I could find the hole. Oh, there it is. I just went in 100, well actually now we're at 203 degrees. Once you reach 190, you're good. So we'll see how hard these things are to pop out. Ooh, nice. We're just going to pop them out, put them on a tray to cool. A little on the hot side. Well, these things smell amazing. Here we go. Now, doesn't that look nice? It's wonderful. Let's look at the bottom. Nice. Toasty. Beautiful. They are very, very hot. Man. That whole grain goodness smells wonderful. So we're definitely going to have to tear one open, even though they're hot. Ooh. Oh man, check that out. All we need is some butter. Good stuff. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I promise I'll keep more coming. So I just want to say thank you again for watching Cast Iron Cookware. Before you go, I would like to share something with you really quickly. In John chapter 6, verse 35, it says, "And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst." I just want to say, share the word and be a blessing.